Mahakalo falayatu, good day, e kamoiromo. Welcome. Glad you could join us again this week on the Pacific Way, where we're celebrating the show's 30 years of Pacific storytelling by and for our people. I am Hettie Sem, your host for this special 30th anniversary season. Coming up in this episode, we take you to Samoa with Tavita to talk sustainable fisheries for our Pacific region. We will also take you to Hawaii to experience the panpipers from Solomon Islands at the 13th Festival of Pacific Arts and Culture. And we'll finish our three-part series on the importance of social citizenship and how it's supporting young people to connect with human rights across the region. First up, however, we sail to Micronesia in the Republic of Kiribati to hear from Gerdi and her take on the importance of indigenous languages on identity and culture.
Audeden Kiribati nang kakawa kipukiu papun tikiau kinakiu o kateu. Nauri arau keti angai pun kan Kiribati. Kopi mana wau dedi kini mau ikawaira kiro ya sepu. Ini akan tahu suwe pura. Jadi women mana wo teman natariu. Makurin detai ya yo makurin ya bisin tararuan tu tapanin nara kari kira kari tapi me peterongan kita kawari dekian tak kamenyang. Dede ya ingkai pun teteten Kiribati. Ngai rowe erang ngokoro kita. Akhirnya kan jangan nabe konan teteten nara teteten Kiribati papun sikan Kiribati. Dede to memetin nano pun Temauri, teroy, o te tapumwa. Ipugina pa, ayo pun na yate akan beu kan Kiribati, ke tabo ki anak oyay, apun nangani ko na beu at temauri teroy, o te tapumwa. Taka kita tepoton yang we, yek babaran nano yan makuya me tepoton namna tapun kawari rekian kita katokan taka mengen yon na pera.
Ayo deh nado wamen to pasek tak mau ya kan terus. Ngai teman ini ki boleh tokak kimi.
Kakawagin na rateten Kiribati pas konanan kapunganan na ramakuri are na irikete ke metepotan na meta ato tapanin. Taron tepotan teka arapi ke mera orere. Tepotan teka yo kariyo pa enakonan kaungay na noya tepotan na meta pa anakatoki makurin kamiangin ito kiton ka pera kara kanakon natarangin na pera arapi ke o aran merawa. Tepotan teka yo yang ania na pe meta tepay-pay pa anakonan pun tararua ayam merawa. Metanwin na pe ke ya piki menwagin kamenyang. Temakuri ayo ya te pa teten Kiribati na nangi bokin bokia te botan nama ta pa kunan meta ta pa. Tera kanga gitu, tera pa ya ka kunan dikin ako ya kanaro na pati meto ka pera karakaro ta panin mo me merawa apun yan chat. Aratete pun kateira ori kiara. Ngayon nang kakawa kiro orang ngayon kan Kiribati. Pas natemetuan kapungana apa yang anak niya unanak.
We hope you enjoy our Tok Pasifika segment with Gerdi, celebrating the richness of Pacific languages. Now, from Kiribati, we take you to the 13th Festival of Pacific Arts and Culture, where the Solomon Islands panpipers captivated audiences with their expressions of heritage. Welcome back. You're watching The Pacific Way, stories by Pacific people for Pacific people. I am Hettie Sem, your host for this special 30th anniversary season. In the final part of our series on social citizenship education, we take you to a story that is about empowering school students to become responsible Pacific citizens and the importance of ending violence against women and girls.
The change which I can see, one, is drunkenness is moving out very slowly. I can see in my home, my little girl, when she came back home, the first thing she told me, Daddy, I've got an homework. Then I told her, put your package here. 5 o'clock, I want you to be here and we start the homework. Yes, that is the change which I see from my kids. The next thing I saw is during weekends, kids are all over the place. This little girl told her mom I need soap to wash my uniforms. So these are the changes which it's going on. This is my home. This is my home. But I believe, Madam, if this is happening in my home, I believe there are other homes too. I believe that after this program, within 10 years, there will be a couple of future leaders who are coming out from this community school and will be holding some key positions within, if not my community, but other island communities as well.
Over 40,000 students and almost 2,000 staff and teachers in more than 150 schools across Kiribati, the Republic of the Marshall Islands, Tuvalu and Vanuatu have been empowered on the SCE values through this work by SPC.
We started off with a small number of schools, but because the program has been so successful, they're looking at expanding that program. We're also looking at expanding the program across other Pacific Island countries. The program uses culture to promote gender equality, to promote human rights, to promote better citizens. And this use of culture is reflective of how SPC as an organization is using culture and human rights and gender equality across all of our work in the region. So this people-centered approach that we're talking about really marries the scientific and technical expertise within SPC with the expertise and the knowledge that we have around how we put people at the center of our work.
The rights, responsibility and opportunities of individuals will not depend whether they are male or female, what color their skin are, where they're from, and what religion they go to.
We all have opportunity and right, responsibilities in our own community.
I enjoy learning about human rights as it enables me to understand and respect other people's culture.
Every day he came from school, he always report about that things that he learns. I'm really glad that some of the things that he learned and then he put it in his mind and he know in his heart.
I've learned to be responsible and I've learned to have rights to do my duties. Because in life we know that we people to have rights, right to live, right to speak, right to do anything that we are capable of.
With continued collaboration between SPC, governments and local partners, the work of social citizenship education is leading to genuine and meaningful change.
Equality, elements of gender equality, respectful relationships.
SPC, as the Pacific-owned organization leading the implementation of this work, recognizes that change as significant as this requires many partners.
We are very happy to keep working with Australian DFAT for the second phase of Pacific Partnership and with SPC. So this is really a great opportunity for the program to keep working on this long-term transformation that we would like to achieve. We will have much better results if we are able to work in partnerships with countries that are in the region. So we really value this partnership because this partnership, together with the partnership with the nations that are target of this program, will really help to make it sustainable.
I think this program will add value, and not only value to the education curriculum, but it will nurture the Vanuatu students to become leaders of tomorrow. And leaders of tomorrow, I mean leaders who have the character, who they respect themselves, they have directions that they give, and they lead people with dignity.
Okay. That's right.
For students like Tina and Alexia, this transformation to attitudes, norms and behaviors will ensure that the future generations in the Pacific region understand and appreciate their human rights and responsibilities, celebrate diversity and belonging, practice gender equality, non-discrimination and non-violence, are concerned about the welfare of others, and actively contribute to the development of the Pacific region.
The marine conservation area here has been a huge selling point to our tourism development. Before we've turned this into a marine conservation area, it was dead. A lot of the corals were suffering. There was less fish to do the cleaning work that is very important for the coral to survive. But after 2 years, we started seeing it come back. Night fishing, the spear fishing that happens at night with the torchlight, it's one way of overfishing an area. God knows the other New Guinea is still out there. We need to preserve a lot more. Now that we know it works, let's expand it so that we have a lot more breeding areas than fishing areas. I mean, we've got the whole ocean out there to go fish, but let's give our reefs a rest and have it as a breeding area. A lot more involvement of community in activities that we can do to help make change. That would be the main rule, to respect the reef. Coral restoration is just an amazing activity that we can put into marine conservation areas that have already established. I would love to take on fishing communities from other districts to come and experience, and I would love to be able to share, do trainings with them so that we can help each other out in establishing coral restoration in their communities. Our marine resources have been giving to our communities and our families for centuries, and it's still providing for my family. The least we can do is, give Mother Nature a helping hand so that it's sustained and for the next generation.
We acknowledge and thank Tavita for sharing with us his story and passion on coral restoration in Samoa. And we hope you enjoy this episode of The Pacific Way. I am your host, Hettie Sem. The final story for tonight takes us to the North Pacific to celebrate the legacy of elders and leaders, healers, lawyers, and artists through the animated series Heroes of Micronesia, brought to you by Nihi Indigenous Media, a Chamorro production house dedicated to Micronesian storytelling. To find out more, visit their website, www.nihiguam.org. Until next week, Koekia, Kafel, Lukimio.
Dear children of Micronesia, children of Watarach and Kugao patches, of woven Jaki and resilient Kausali, you are the descendants of protectors, knowledge keepers, and dreamers, aunties and uncles who walked ahead of you to hold up the sky, to clear a path, with love as surrounding as the sea, with courage as enduring as the land. Let me tell you of our heroes. There is Papa Mao Piailuk from Satawal, who kept safe the sacred knowledge of seafaring, who charted ancient stars and filled our horizons with new sails. When colonization threatened to disappear traditional navigation in the Pacific, Papa Mao shared the gift of his people's seafaring knowledge, restoring our pride and the currents that first connected Pacific peoples across our vast ocean. There is Hilda Heine from the Marshall Islands, who was the first Marshallese person to earn a PhD, the first woman minister of education, and the first woman president of any Micronesian country, who led an island of students until she led a nation. When extreme drought and floods devastated her home, Hilda led a global coalition of 58 countries, ensuring that the most vulnerable climate change stories were visible to the whole world. There is Gabriela Ngirmang from Belao, who dreamt of her grandchildren's future as one without war, who gathered the strength of the village and fought for her people's freedom and a nuclear-free Pacific. When political violence swept over the island, Gabriela and the brave women who joined her rooted their people during an impossible storm. Together, they led the resistance against the most powerful nation in the world and inspired peace movements across the Pacific. There is Julian Agon from Guahan, who founded the first regional law firm of its kind and is clearing a path toward environmental justice at the world's highest court. As climate change threatens the survival of our region and the entire globe, Julian, author and attorney, writes to cultivate indigenous imagination while emboldening a new generation of attorneys all across the Pacific to fight for our homelands. And then there is you, my child, the hope of 100 generations. Never forget, no matter where you go in this world, that you are carried by those who have gone before you. May you walk in the daybreak of our heroes. May you protect the islands they held for you. And may you remember, this courage is yours too.